Hey guys, Doug here, and I'm excited. Today I'm excited. Well, not just today. I've been excited for quite a while. But today, for you, I'm excited because I'm starting a new series. Now you may say, a new series? What? Why would you start a new series? Because my goal is to put the fun, not just the fun, I want to put the simplicity back into the wood carving that I do for myself, and I'm guarantee it's going to translate to you guys. You know, for me in my life, I've always found that simplicity was always on the other side of complexity. And for some reason, I'm leaning back to simple. You've seen this room before. This is my pre-renovation old carving room. But in this carving room, I have boxes of carvings. I have totes of carvings. I have complete tabletop covered with carvings. I have spent the last couple years on and off camera in this room honing my skills to do bigger, better, fancier carvings. And the truth of the matter is, I think I've lost the heart of why I started. The hook of whittling to me was the fact that I had no aspirations of being some wood carving artist, but rather to be Grandpa, the whittler, who could take a little piece of wood, whittle something out, and give it to somebody. And that's all I ever really wanted to be. But yet I found myself drawn to the larger faces and whatnot, and that was a very good experience to work through. But like you see, what do you do with 100 large carvings other than sell them and create yourself another job, or just get that joy back by carving little things? Now, I started that to a certain degree with the dowel series, and the problem with the dowel series is that it was dowels, and that's why we're doing the 1x1 series, because the dowels, people were having a hard time with the dowels. Even though I thought it would be more accessible to everybody and easier, turns out it was harder. One of the greatest enemies to whittling and wood carving is nice weather. Nice weather, people get busy, they want to do other things, different sports, different events, just get outside and do things. And I've noticed in the past with myself, and for especially people watching the carving videos, is that the hobby just plummets in the summertime in the warm weather. But why? Why should it be only a fair cold weather indoors hobby? My goal with this series is to make it portable, pencil case size wood carving kit, which means what? Maybe the occasional gouge, maybe a V-tool, but mostly a knife and little blocks of wood. So yeah, I could be sitting in a field at a soccer game or some event, or when you're waiting for your wife at the grocery store when she says she's only got 2 things to grab when she runs in and it ends up being half an hour. Taking a break on a log on a hike or a camping trip. Even if you're just sitting at the beach or fishing in the river. The idea is, I'm not staying home this year. This year I've had a couple slow years, and I'm getting back into life again. I've been outfitting my Jeep for some Jeep camping, and we're gonna do lots more day trips. We're not gonna sit at that carving desk all summer in the basement. We're getting out and about, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So there you have it. That is my pitch for the 1x1 series. I'm super excited. It's kind of gonna be like a throwback to the old coffee and carving shows I used to do, where I would just go set up somewhere and do a carving. And I'm so excited to be alive and to be able to do this, and I'm really looking forward to it. The dowel carving series, I love that idea, and even those, I'm going to remake some of those videos to conform with the 1x1, because I thought some of them were pretty good ideas. And I want to build a monster playlist of 1x1 carvings. Now 1x1, 2 inches, 2.5, 3, 4 inches tall, but I'm sticking with the 1x1. Even if we add things to it, little accoutrements to the 1x1, where the base is always going to be 1x1, and that's so that you know you need a 1x1. There'll be no questioning, no what size is the wood? Well, it's 1x1. You only have to know how tall it is. So I'm excited. Kind of reminds me of like my life heroes, like Gene Messer, Don Mertz, Jack Price, all those guys. Small, simple carvings, but they can be complex. And yeah, that's what we're gonna head for. So let's head back to the carving room. We'll talk a little bit about wood and tools. Before we talk knives, please read my shirt. Okay, that's my caveat to the next section. I just want to go over knives really quick because I know it's going to come up again and again and again. And I can't tell you what knife I'm going to use at the time, but I've got a little collection here. So most of my knives are going to be 1.5 to 1 3/4, even 1 3/8 sometimes, who knows. But if you're looking for a new knife, there's a couple of new companies on the block, like Deep Huller Knives. Good knife. Good knife. Another new one, and that's who the shirt's from, is Badger State Blades. All these you'll have to research because I don't have any direct links or anything. But of course my Helby knives, which I love, but you'll have to get on a waiting list probably, and worth the wait. But you'll have to wait for that. But if in the meantime, grab a little flex cut detail blade. You know, OCC tool blades, man. Fantastic blades, all right? So there's no, if you shop around, I think this is an Elkins knife. This is the same fellow who makes the knife massaging sharpener on eBay, and he makes a nice little knife too. But even from there, there's all kinds of knife makers out there. So get yourself a knife, 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, maybe a little big for some, but I like it because I got more reach with it. But tools and V-tools, like I can't tell you what gouge I'm going to use. I guess it really depends on the project, but I'll probably use mostly my little travel kit of pop-in blades, flex cut kit with the you know, because sometimes I just want to have that little extra, little realistic eye or a little curl or curve here and there. So these are just the pop-in blades, but that's probably going to be my traveling thing. Maybe some dockyard tools, but that is yet to be seen. But let's talk about the wood. Like I said, it's 1 by 1, but I've taken some time. I've made a whole bunch of these little blocks. So that's a 2-inch 1 by 1 block, right? But I also made some 2.5, and I made some 3-inch. These are 3-inch blocks here. What do we got here? 2.5s, right? So all depends on the project. But the beauty is, because we're starting from a square, there's going to be no roughing out, no bandsaws, no nothing. But what I recommend is basswood first, but also, since these are tiny carvings, smaller cuts, smaller shavings, butternut. Butternut's a great choice. Not so much for skin tone or whatever, but if it's an inanimate object, you know, butternut's great. I cut some aspen, poplar, even walnut. It's a little bit harder. It's going to take more time, guaranteed. But any wood, fruit woods, all those kinds of woods, they'll work in a 1 by 1 thing. Just as long as you understand that it's going to take you a little bit longer, but it's doable. All right. Some of the harder woods I would stay away from because it's going to be harder on your fine blades, your fine edge. But for the beginners, especially with these little 2-inch carvings, I recommend not cutting them in 2-inch strips. I'd rather see you with a 10-inch or 6-inch piece of wood. Mark out, if it's a 2-inch project, mark the 2 inches on the project, and then you've got something to hold on to, you know, while you carve, to get your fingers out of the way, especially if you're learning. You don't want to be holding these little tiny little pieces in your hand if you don't know what you're doing and you don't understand how the wood couldn't break and where your fingers are at all times. If you can have something to hold on to, you'll be a lot safer. All right, so I do recommend that. And if it helps, like I said, put a little cut around it, just in 1/8 of an inch or whatever, at 2 inches, and divide them up so that when you got one side done, flip it over and carve the other side, because sometimes you want to get down between the feet or whatever. So it's nice to have a little relief cut just to mark your size, but that can be done even in a miter box, right? Just roll it over. So there you go, guys. So I'm excited. I have already filmed, hot on the heels of this video. I just wanted to make this video to give you the who, what, how, and why. But right following this video, you're going to see our first video in the series. It's going to be these little tiny little hillbillies. All right, cute, simple little hillbilly gnomes, really, hillbilly gnomes. But what they are, 6 years ago this month, it's been 6 years already, that I did my first hillbilly video, and time flies. So we're starting the series with the hillbilly because I believe it's one of the funnest, simplest, and again, super satisfying little carvings that you can make. And I just love them. So that's where we're headed. Am I never going to do another big carving again? No, I didn't say that. Am I only sticking every video is going to be this? No, but it might be for a while. It might not be. But this is the series that I want to build the playlist for. And yeah, I hope you're all on board. I'm excited to, I don't know. I was telling Alec the other day, we were talking, Alec Lacasse, and we were saying, when I do these little guys, they just make me happy. And that is the heart of whittling to me, to be content and happy, and not to be pulling my hair out and stressed out and trying to be something other than. Like, I don't care. I'm teaching you, but I don't care if you know my name, that I'm some great wood carver or whatever. That means nothing to me. I just want to be content in the life that I have, whittle, see people's smiles on people's faces when you give them to them, and that's what I want to do. So that said, this video is going to be right hot on the heels of this video, and we're off. So get yourself some 1x1, and we'll make some little hillbillies soon. See you guys.